Triangles and polygons can feel intimidating at first, especially if geometry hasn't always made sense to you. There are only a few rules, and you use them one at a time. Shapes follow rules, and those rules do not change, which is what makes this manageable. There are 3 separate jobs here, and they're done one at a time. One job is classifying triangles. Another job is finding missing angle measures. The third job is finding perimeter. A triangle is a shape with 3 sides and 3 angles. Triangles can be classified in 2 different ways, by their side lengths and by their angle measures. These are 2 separate ideas, and you can work with either one first. When you classify a triangle by side length, you're just noticing whether the sides are equal or different. An equilateral triangle has 3 equal sides. When all 3 sides are equal, all 3 angles are also equal, and each angle measures 60 degrees. An isosceles triangle has at least 2 equal sides. In an isosceles triangle, the angles across from the equal sides are also equal. A scalene triangle has no equal sides at all, which means none of its angles are equal either. Classification here is about noticing what you see, not proving anything. So if you look at a triangle with side lengths of 6, 6, and 6, all 3 sides match, and it's equilateral. If you see a triangle with sides of 9, 9, and 4, 2 sides match, so it's isosceles. And if the side lengths are 3, 5, and 7, none match, so the triangle is scalene. Triangles can also be classified by their angle measures. An acute triangle has 3 angles that are all less than 90 degrees. A right triangle has one angle that is exactly 90 degrees, and that angle is usually marked with a small square in diagrams. An obtuse triangle has one angle that is greater than 90 degrees. Only one angle in a triangle can be obtuse, because of an important rule. This rule applies to every triangle, every time. It's the rule you use whenever an angle is missing. That rule is that the interior angles of any triangle always add up to 180 degrees. So if a triangle has angles measuring 50 degrees and 60 degrees, those add to 110, and 180 minus 110 gives you 70. That missing angle is 70 degrees. If the angles you know are 90 and 30, those add to 120, and the missing angle is 60. If the angles are 45 and 45, those add to 90, and the remaining angle is 90. And if the angles are 130, those add to 130, leaving 50 for the last angle. Every time, the total is 180. That angle information also helps with classification. A triangle with a 90-degree angle is a right triangle. A triangle with one angle larger than 90 is obtuse. If all 3 angles are smaller than 90, the triangle is acute. So if you see angles of 60, 60, and 60, all are less than 90, and the triangle is acute. Because all the angles match, it also fits equilateral triangles. If the angles are 90, 40, and 50, the triangle is right. If the angles are 110, 40, and 30, the triangle is obtuse. Angles can also tell you about side lengths. In an isosceles triangle, 2 angles are equal. So if the angles are 70, 70, and 40, 2 angles match, and the triangle is isosceles. If all angles are 60, the triangle is equilateral. If none of the angles match, like 30, 60, and 90, the triangle is scalene. Putting this together, imagine a triangle with side lengths of 5, 5, and 8. 2 sides match, so it's isosceles. If one of its angles is greater than 90, it would be classified as an obtuse isosceles triangle. Or imagine a triangle with one angle marked 90 degrees, and side lengths of 7, 7, and 10. 2 sides match, and there's a right angle, so it's a right isosceles triangle. Now let's shift to polygons. A polygon is a closed shape made of straight line segments. Closed means there are no gaps, and straight line segments means no curves. Triangles are polygons, but polygons can have more than 3 sides. A quadrilateral has 4 sides. A pentagon has 5 sides. A hexagon has 6 sides. An octagon has 8 sides. The quickest way to identify a polygon is to count the sides. So a shape with 4 sides is a quadrilateral. 5 sides make a pentagon. 6 sides make a hexagon. 8 sides make an octagon. Finding missing angle measures in polygons depends on the number of sides. With triangles, you always use the triangle rule. The angles add to 180. With polygons that have more than 3 sides, you use the interior angle sum. The interior angles of a polygon always add up to a predictable total. You find that total by taking the number of sides, subtracting 2, and multiplying by 180. This works because polygons can be split into triangles. A quadrilateral splits into 2 triangles. A pentagon splits into 3 triangles. Each triangle contributes 180 degrees. So a quadrilateral has interior angles that add to 360. A pentagon's angles add to 540. A hexagon's angles add to 720. An octagon's angles add to 1080. Once you know the total, the process is always the same. You add the angles you know and subtract from the total. If 3 angles in a quadrilateral are 90, 80, and 100, those add to 270. The total should be 360, so the missing angle is 90. If the angles are 120, 90, and 70, those add to 280, leaving 80 for the missing angle. For a pentagon, if 4 angles add to 420, the missing angle is 120. And for a hexagon, if 5 angles add to 550, the missing angle is 170. Now let's talk about perimeter. Perimeter is the distance around a shape. A good way to think about it is walking once around the outside edge. You're not filling in the shape. You're just tracing the boundary. To find perimeter, you add the lengths of all the sides. If a rectangle has side lengths of 8 and 5, the perimeter is 8 plus 5 plus 8 plus 5, which is 26. If the side lengths are 12 and 3, the perimeter is 30. For an irregular shape, you do the same thing. If the side lengths are 3, 6, 4, 7, and 5, they add to 25. If the sides are 2, 5, 6, 3, 4, and 7, they add to 27. Sometimes a side length is missing, but the total perimeter is given. In that case, you add the sides you know and subtract from the total. If the perimeter is 30 and 4 sides add to 22, the missing side is 8. If the perimeter is 50 and the known sides add to 40, the missing side is 10. If the perimeter is 24 and the known sides add to 15, the missing side is 9. If you ever feel stuck, come back to the same routine. Identify the shape. Decide which rule applies. Say the total in words. Add what you know. Subtract to find what's missing. The big ideas stay the same. Triangles are classified by sides and by angles. All triangle angles add to 180. Polygons are named by counting sides. Polygon interior angles add to predictable totals. Perimeter is found by adding side lengths. If you can count sides, add numbers, and subtract, you already have the skills you need for these problems.